A literary text is like an iceberg, the tip of which is perceptible in terms of the story you grasp and the language you understand. Yet what is lying underneath is richer still and far more tremendous than meets the eye. For many readers, it's torment they feel when they are unable to see the full picture of literature, but only fragments of it. This is perhaps due to the fact that reading requires some background knowledge, and obtaining a set of tools which in turn help out in dissecting the hidden messages a text may entail. Symbols, archetypes, myths, intertextuality, religious imageries, and so forth. Readers may find themselves face to face with these concepts each time they attempt to dig into a literary text. In his book, How to Read Literature Like a Professor, Thomas C. Foster explains that what separates a professional reader from the rest of the crowd are the three items he called memory, symbol, and pattern. For professional readers, it's inevitable that memory is triggered each time they read, and start wondering where they have read this before. Professors are cursed with memory, as Foster puts it. They wander around in their stored knowledge and past experiences, searching for something to relate what's newly read with what had been read. Memory is thus a key factor which helps look for symbols and patterns. Thinking symbolically, as Foster says, is how professors read. Everything is a symbol of something, it seems, until proven otherwise. Grendel, the monster in Beowulf, can symbolize the antagonism of the world around us to our existence as human beings. Symbolic imagination is not easy to get, as it takes lots and lots of training. Foster explains that symbols cannot be reduced to stand for a single thing. They don't work straightforwardly. A white flag can mean a bunch of things. I give up, don't shoot, or it can mean we come in peace. If, however, it means one thing, then it isn't symbolism as much as it is allegory. And if there is ambiguity or a lack of clarity regarding the one-to-one correspondence between the emblem, which is the figurative construct, and the thing it represents, then the allegory fails because the message is blurred. Symbols can stand for a range of things, and the point can't be reached easily. In E.M. Foster's A Passage to India, the visit of Dr. Aziz and Adla quested to the Malabar caves took a dark turn. Now, on a basic level, caves can suggest a connection to the most basic and primitive elements in our natures. But one can't let this rest without thinking of Plato's allegory of the cave. The caves allowed Adla to come face to face with her true self, and terror sweeps over her due to the ultimate uncertainty of what she finds there in the cave she avoided her entire life. Adla quested, as the name points out, is on a quest to find her real self. Mr. Fielding expresses his thoughts about her after the trials when he said that she was no longer examining life but being examined by it. She had become a real person. Much like the symbolic imagination, pattern recognition means distancing oneself from the story. Life and books, as Foster puts it, fall into similar patterns. Patterns are originated from archetypes, which are the original model upon which similar things are patterned after. An archetype can be an idea, a character, or even a plot. If our hero in the story is a lover, for instance, then he is modeled after Prince Charming. If he is a warrior, then Odysseus, possessing superpowers, then Superman. Again and again we find ourselves met with the same plot, a hero's journey, or a quest for that matter. The hero with 1,000 faces, as Joseph Campbell calls it in his book, is what associates many of our heroes, such as Bilbo Baggins, Alice, Luke Skywalker, or Harry Potter. They all fit in the monomyth, as they all lived in an ordinary world, then received the call to adventure, crossed the first threshold, met with trials, friends and foes, got aid from a mentor, went to the dragon's lair, where they faced their biggest fear, had a moment of despair, received the prize, returned to the ordinary world, and finally the hero returns, but not quite the same as he departed. The mythic quest is divided into three main categories: the departure, initiation, and the return of the hero. Each of these stages contains many steps the hero must undergo in order to change from the person he is to the person he needs to be. It is safe to say that those recurrent patterns are everywhere, and what makes them prevalent is the fact that each newly created work is just a small addition to the greater story which may consist of our story as human beings in this life. And as is the case in human reproduction, stories grow out of other stories. It's as Foster puts it, there's only one story. It has always been going on, and it's everywhere around us. And every story you've ever read or heard or watched is part of it. The 1001 Nights, Beloved, Jack and the Beanstalk, the Epic of Gilgamesh, and so forth. T.S. Eliot once wrote that when a new work is created, it is set among the monuments, adding to and altering the order.